Okay, so I'm at a point now where the raw data of the system or systems that I got from the blog post is kind of like organized to the point where I can start um, putting it into different software so it can be implemented by people, by Dickie and Nicholas and the rest of the team. So that's there. This is where a lot of people get stuck with documenting business processes. And the biggest mistake that I made when I first tried to do this and subsequently learned from was to try and do the whole thing in one piece of software. So a lot of people, because it's so flexible and powerful, a lot of people will use Notion for everything. So tasks, assigning people, procedures, processes, flow diagrams, everything all in one place. It's kind of self-satisfying to do that because it's like it's almost like um, you feel like an architect, and it's kind of satisfying to be able to build it all in one place. It's like a complete system of systems, if you make sense. But in reality, it makes it quite difficult to implement. It can make it quite complex. I'm not saying that's a hard and fast rule. If someone's exceptionally talented at using Notion and knows how to like break it up into different places, maybe it's possible. I don't know. My experience is to use two different pieces of software. One for your systems. So this is where you describe the purpose of each system. You assign it to somebody or say who owns it and is responsible for it. Write the standard operating procedure out and just go into loads of detail. And then the second piece of software, project management, where so nothing gets done in the system software. It's the documentation. It's the detail that you might need every now and again. Project management is who does what by when. So this is where, applying the teachings of the checklist manifesto, you create tasks, give them a schedule, give them a deadline, assign it to someone, and include a really short checklist of what to do, and then link to the system software so that if someone needs more detail or they've forgotten how to do it or anything, or the system needs to be updated, you go into the system software and do it from there. Okay, so lots of different options. I'm going to spare you the detail about how I made this decision, but for my business, I use Workflowy for system software. It's really basic, really simple, free, but it's really powerful, and in my opinion, it's perfect for systems. And project management, I use Asana. So again, it's free. You're probably familiar with Asana already, but some of the other people might use Notion or any other like task management piece of software that's built for getting stuff done, assigning tasks to people, etc., etc. So I'm going to start in the system software because it's basically what I've been doing in this document here. And what I noticed about the blog post is that there are actually multiple different systems in there. So the blog post is basically the strategy for growing their email list using content on socials and building their email list, growing their business. Within that are multiple different things that happen on a routine basis. So each of those things are systems that might be handled by different people on different schedules. So I've broken that up into pieces, and I'm just going to document that in our system software. This is the first one. I'm just going to cut. Okay, paste. So if you don't know, Workflow is it's just like an indented list of bullets, so you can see what's going on. I'm just going to organize this. So the name of the system is Publish Short Posts. This is all part of that system. This is an overview. Owners, we've got primary owner, we've got secondary owner. Primary owner is Dickie, secondary owner is Nicholas. Additional team members, there may be some other people responsible for this, but I don't know their names or who they are. Procedure. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, so this is the standard operating procedure, if you like. So these are the steps that whoever does this should follow every time. Procedure, frequency, quarterly. I'm just going to go back and get the other categories, which are here. Computer cannot handle videos of this length. Gets really hot. So this is my system for systems, if you like. It's the template. I have all of these sections in all of my the systems that I create. Covers most of the bases. Last updated will be today. That's easy. Videos. This is where I put like a screenshot video of somebody completing the process, so that when someone else comes to do it, they can either follow the step-by-step procedure here, or they can watch the video of someone actually doing it, so they can get more detail and figure out how to do stuff. Templates speaks for itself, really. Dicky might use TypeShare, but there might be some specific templates that you might want here for access whenever the system is followed. Sporting notes would be anything that's not like directly relevant, is not needed to follow the procedure, but provides extra detail if it may be helpful in future. So just as an example, overview, the purpose of the system is to grow the business by providing massive value to our audience over social media, growing our email list, and giving more people access to our paid products and services. The system will achieve this by publishing a short post on Twitter and LinkedIn twice a day, every day, twice a day. Oh, it's Monday, so Monday to Sunday. Yeah, that's fine for now. This is basically ready to use, so I'm going to say it's ready to use, but it probably needs to be like reviewed and edited as it's used. And I use a traffic light system for systems. So red would be the system's being created, but we're not using it right now. So stop, don't use. Yellow is the system's either in development or is ready and for testing. And then highlighted green would be use it without question. It's ready to go. Use it consistently. Blah blah blah. Cool. So I'm just going to do the same thing for copy the template. So we've got a template ready. Oops. Owners are going to be the same for all of these systems, so I'll leave that in. Procedures obviously going to be very different. Frequency is going to be different. And the frequency on this one, by the way, is quarterly, because that can get done every quarter. I'm going to tag it so they can find quarterly systems and quicker in the future. I'm going to leave last updated the same as well, because it's going to be pretty much the same. So this is the template for, I think we've got 4 or 5, so I'm just going to prepare it for the others, which don't have a name yet, but will. Alright, so let's call this one, what are we going to do next? Actually, that was 3 to 5. Just by publishing 3 to 5 LinkedIn posts per day. And if I'm wrong, it's twice a day. And then the other posts might add up to 5. Okay, cool. So, done. The next one is share a screenshot of a tweet on LinkedIn. It's mainly the procedure, so I'll just jump that in there for a minute. Name of the system can be LinkedIn. Let's edit this so it's accurate and done. Remember, this is what I prepared earlier in just a text document. I could have done it in workflowy. It's actually really simple and like a more advanced text document, but for demonstration purposes, I didn't want to do that because in most software it overcomplicates it. Instead, just keep it simple. So just remind myself what this procedure actually is. So this is basically screenshot loads of tweets and schedule a quarter worth, or maybe a month, maybe a week. I'm going to go for a quarter to batch it more. Of those, so schedule those. We're basically saying find viral tweets, screenshot them, and schedule a quarter's worth of posts on LinkedIn. This is what the system does. So let's say purpose of this system is to distribute viral tweets from other creators on our LinkedIn as LinkedIn posts in order to provide value to our audience, other creators, and to stay top of mind. So that's roughly what it's for. That's that now, so make this one yellow as well. That's that one. These are all supporting notes, so I'll put those in a minute. So this is the next system. This is for publishing threads and LinkedIn posts. The procedure. Just format it. Yes, this is bi-weekly. So bi-weekly tag those just so that they can search for different systems that are due every week, every month, every quarter, whatever. And then that specifies every Monday and Friday. Procedure is open type share, create a new thread, write the thread, edit for LinkedIn, schedule it for whatever date is next due. And this gets done 2 threads / long form LinkedIn posts a week, so I'd follow this twice a week. Purpose. This system is to provide deep, valuable content for our. Okay, so I guess it's to fundamentally to build trust with our audience by providing deep content in the form of Twitter to threads / long form LinkedIn posts per week. Cool, that's that one done. Doesn't seem to let me highlight while the video's recording, so I think my computer's working too hard, so I'm just going to pause for a sec. Alright, cool. So we've got another one there. This is plugging, sharing plugs. Another system. Let's call that now. zoom in. Most of this is the procedure, so I'll just show it in the schedule. Set plugs. Type view. Remember, this is literally step by step, so it's not necessary to follow this really closely and kind of check out off every step every time, but it's there for detail if someone's learning how to do it or it's forgotten. Which from the business perspective and from Dickie and Cole's perspective is that they can, if they need to, they can get someone brand new in and let them hit the ground running so they know exactly what to do. So it's valuable. This is a template, so that goes in the template section. That's going to newsletter plug templates. In this particular example, I believe you can put templates in Hypefury, so to all of different templates that they've already got the templates for different types of plugs, which they can put in Hypefury, schedule once a week at a certain time. And then this procedure is basically about going back for each week. For example, look at the posts, the plug posts that are scheduled for the next week, and just modify them. Because, for example, one of them is to it's for Dickie to share a Ship 30 testimonial. Well, they don't want to share the same testimonial every week. They also don't want to create a new post from scratch every week, so they can schedule the same one, go in and edit it with a new testimonial. So all they're doing on a weekly basis is changing the testimonial, for that particular example. So that's what this procedure does. If you were doing this from scratch, obviously you'd have to create templates and the different assets and Hypefury account and stuff. And my point was, it's helpful to have, in my opinion, it's best to put all of the templates here as well, because, for example, you may not use Hypefury in future, you might want to change, or you might want to put them in Hypefury and somewhere else, or they might want to add them to Typeshare as a new template cell. So it's helpful to have, like, this is basically plain text for all intents and purposes in terms of usability. So it's much easier to share it from the base system than from having it in lots of different pieces of software and not know where it is. So I would put all the templates in here if I had them. And this is weekly videos. Again, the first time this process gets followed in their actual Hypefury account, I would record it as a screenshot video in Loom or similar. And put a link to the video in here for anyone who's never done it before. So the purpose, excuse my sniffing, just had COVID and still lingering symptoms. Symptom, purpose of this symptom, God knows. The purpose of this system is to make our audience aware of the value we can provide them through our paid, free and paid products and services. This will be achieved by modifying the scheduled social posts which plug our various assets so that they are accurate, relevant, and fresh. Cool. So, next one in. The final system is republish best content. So I don't need that one. Quite a simple one. So open type share, go to analytics, sort, pick a good performing piece of content from 6 months ago, retweet it. And this is daily. I'm hoping from Dicky's perspective that there's a better way to do this, so that they can schedule these posts or repurposed posts in bulk in advance. I'm just not aware of a way to do that at the moment, so he can just edit that, or I can edit it for him. So the purpose of this system is to leverage, to provide maximum value for our audience by republishing our best performing social posts from at least 6 months ago, and scheduling. So we might say I'm scheduling them in batch, but we're not doing that at the moment. Cool. All right, so these are the base systems that form their content strategy. I've got some extra notes here, which I'm plug in where relevant. Yeah, so an arrow, which is like an arrow. This is about frequency. That's not particularly relevant to a particular system, so I'm going to leave that for now. Keep it simple. Okay, so this is specifically about plugged content. So I'm going to include that in the supporting notes of the schedule asset plugs. Might be useful for somebody to know while they're doing it. This is like the overall strategy. It's not particularly relevant to any of the individual systems. This is. So this can be, so this is about plugging assets. So at the moment, they've got TypeShare, newsletter, Ship30, and the podcast, but that may change over time. So this is a good place to keep that up to date. They might add another asset, and they can add that to there and use that to create new plugs on social. That's that. So that's our systems documented. And just to like zoom out for a second, and let's zoom out a second, look at the big picture. These are all individual systems. They get done at different times, at different frequencies by different people, right? That's why they're split up. So what's the big picture? Like, what are these systems related to? Like, what's the purpose? So let's see what terminology Dicky and Nicholas use. So content strategy, right? So let's just call it content creation and distribution. That's roughly what it is. Category. Which is marketing. So let's call it marketing in the marketing area, right? So this is a marketing system specifically about creating and distributing content, and these are the systems that get that done. Other areas of the business might be sales, human resources, management, what am I missing? Operations, sales, marketing, HR, operations. I'm probably missing something really freaking obvious here, but I can't remember what we used. With more? Righto. What did I miss? Finance. Aha. You can tell I'm entrepreneurial minded and even think about finance. It's just an afterthought. Oh dear. There we go. So that's sales, marketing, finance, HR, management, operations. Don't know why I'm reordering, it doesn't really matter. So this could be like, this is the handbook for the whole business, with all of the different systems inside in different categories. We've got one of these for our employees, as you just saw. So sales, operations, marketing, a lot of red there, which is worrying. Finance, by the way. So assuming Dickie's actually interested in building out systems for the whole business, this could be a good starting, like the big picture overview of what the end product might look like. And today we've obviously just created one of those systems, so that's, or one of those areas with different systems in. All right, so that's the strategy documented as various systems in our systems software. The other side of organizing the systems so that they can be used effectively and efficiently is to put them all into project management software, so we can define who does what by when. Okay, so these are the basic like tasks, if you like. So what I'm going to do is create. This might look a bit different if it's an organizational workspace, but I'm going to create so find it. No, this isn't going to work. Bear with me. I'm going to create an organizational workspace and come back. Okay, so here's one I created earlier, right? So this is what it looks like in the Spanner with an organizational login. You basically get teams, which is what we want for different areas of the business. I've created operations, finance, marketing, sales, HR, and management, which is the same categories I use in systems software. And then for each of the systems, I'm going to create a project. So these are all marketing related. Create a project called Publish Short Posts. I'm going to change the name, so that makes more sense if you don't have context. A bit more descriptive. So publish short social posts is the first one we're dealing with. Marketing, public team list, let's just leave it at that, simplicity. Yeah, let's go. So I'm just going to create them all, first of all. Actually, no, I'm being stupid. Let's go back. Let's call this content creation and distribution. Marketing, no due date, it's just the overall project, right? So I'm now going to create a task for each system. So I'll probably just copy these now. Right, so these are the main tasks that need to get done routinely in order to create and distribute content for Dickie and Nicholas to serve their purpose of growing their email list and their business on social media. Yeah, cool. So what I'm going to do here is assign it. This is all stuff that needs to get done. Let's look at this one first. Publish short social posts. I don't know that, as I said before, I don't know the team members, so I'm just going to say Dickie Bush. No, let's pretend it's Dickie Bush. I don't have his email. I'm going to say callum.callum.com. So I'm Dickie. I'm signing up myself. Social posts. Right, so this is due. Let's look at the system. What does it tell us? Its frequency is quarterly. So let's say it's due at the end of every quarter, meaning we're in September. The next one's due at the end of September. So let's say due date 30th of September. And then this task repeats every custom every 3 months on the last day of the month, right? So that's all well and good. I'll get a notification to say this is due. I need to publish the short social posts, but what the hell do I do? Well, let's link the full system first of all, which we do by going back into our system software, sharing it to anyone, full access. Right, so here's where I go if I want the detail. But I probably don't want the detail because after the first few times of doing it, it's going to become second nature and become quite easy. So let's include the checklist with like a few of the basic steps required to get this done. So open type share. Create a new tweet. Edit the tweet for edit for Twitter, LinkedIn, schedule for the next open slot for the next slot. Right, so that's the next slot. Repeat for next 3 months of content, short posts. Now, you'll notice that there's about as many steps in here as there is in the procedure, and that's because this is the first version of the procedure. It'll actually be beneficial to build this out and be a lot more specific about the steps. So writing a tweet may involve like find notes, connect notes, I know, choose an idea, choose an audience, choose an idea, category, find relevant notes, get the idea, connect notes, write something. So someone like Dickie, this is completely second nature and it wouldn't need to follow this, but if someone was like trying to take over and write like Dickie, then this would be a helpful thing to do. Okay, it's just an example. But, so let me just repeat that for the others. So this is frequency is quarterly again, so the same dates. If it's 3 months, the last day of the month. And this here. I'm just going to keep doing this now without recording. It's the same for all of them and it'll bore you to death. So I'm going to show you this one. So this is this gets done twice a week, and Asanda's not advanced enough to say repeat this on a Monday and a Friday. I don't think anyway. We could say let's repeat it every start on a Monday, repeat. Oh yeah, we can. My bad. So we can say Monday. Do we say on the system every Monday and Friday? So weekly on a Monday and Friday. So then when we complete this next Monday, it'll create a new task due on Friday. The only place this is limited is if it's a different person doing each of those. So it might be like Dickie on Monday and Cole on Friday. In which case you just duplicate this task and assign each one to each person. So that's that. All right, cool. So this is what the systems look like in the project management software. So we've got each of the 5 systems which are documented in detail in Workflowy. They're all assigned to someone, say who's responsible for it. They've all got due dates with the frequency recurring date. They've got a little detail, so some like really 5 or 6 action steps. They all link to the system in our system software for more detail and context and supporting notes. Notice now the value of that. Like you don't need to, on a day-to-day basis when people are following systems and processes that they're used to doing, they've been trained to do, they've repeated multiple times. They don't need the detail. They don't need supporting notes. They don't need documents. They don't need flowcharts. They just need to know, bash, 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 bash. This is what I need to do. Let's get it done. So hopefully this will be helpful for Dickie and the rest of the team. I have no doubt that these steps right now are not accurate. The systems are not accurate. That's because I've never spoken to Dickie. This will need tweaking, possibly moving to completely different software. That's okay. The asset is here. It's built. It's done. I've left them in yellow to acknowledge the fact that they're not finalised. And if this is your own business, it's okay for that to be the case as well. It's okay to make it just really simple to start with. My recommendation now for you, and if Dickie wants this for Dickie or someone in the team, is to just follow, like correct the major things, and then just follow it whilst recording it. Go back over the recording and edit the procedures and everything based on what actually happens in the recording. That's what I would do. This could be in Notion, it could be in other project management software. This could be in Notion as well, but for extra reasons I've touched upon, I'd recommend keeping them in the second piece of software. I like Workflow because it's free or at least very cheap, and it's excellent at what it does without overcomplicating it. It's perfect in my opinion for systems documentation. So yeah, that's the organising step. It's all ready to go now. In theory, Dickie could log into this, change the email address, add his team, and just start assigning tasks. And getting stuff done consistently, following set procedures.